Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new type of video on this channel. This is going to be more in-depth of how to do mods. And I'm going to start with a really simple put a body kit on this RX-7 FD. There's a lot of videos on how to change wheels, change steering wheels and all that, but I haven't seen anyone doing a full body kit swap. So that was my plan to start doing that. This is what we're going to start with, this lovely red RX-7, and this is what we're going to end up with. To start things off, you need to go into About and click on Version about 10 times if you haven't got your content manager in developer mode. This is necessary to be able to unpack both the KN5 file and unpack data.acd, so you get a data folder instead. As soon as you've gotten your content manager into developer mode, you go into settings, content manager, click on plugins and download FBX converter. When you're done with that, you go and you select your car. Here I'm going to take this FD RX-7. Then I'm going to click on unpack data, because you need, I already did this part. But you need the data folder and not just data.acd. And it's important that you do this before you start copying your folders and everything, because the data.acd is also locked into the name of this folder. And if you try to unpack your data after you've moved your car or after you've copied your car, it's gonna throw a hissy fit and it's not gonna work and you have to start over again. So now that we have data unpacked, we can go and we can copy the entire folder of the car, not just name. Copy the car, paste it in and rename it to whatever you want. And it's also really important that none of the letters in here is capital. It all needs to be lowercase, because for some reason Assetto Corsa don't read capital letters in these names. Once you've gotten your car, you can go into content manager again. You will find a new one here. It is the one with a green dot next to it. You go into showroom. If this is the first time in developer mode, you will notice that you have an unpack KN5 button right here. Click this one. Yeah, I've already done this for just checking, but you click yes, you want to unpack, and after that you end up with this folder. You end up with a folder named Unpacked, and in there is a texture folder, your FBX file, and your persistence file, which is basically telling KS editor what shader values to use on each piece of the car. Like the rim, for example, uses these values right here, and the external car paint uses these values and this type of shader. So as soon as you've gotten your folder right here, you can just take everything from here, and I like to have a folder that's easily accessible, so I just have them on my desktop. I have an AC mods, work in progress cars, and then I just name what car I want to make, and this one is an RX-7 tutorial, so we're just going to paste this one right here. Replace all files. I had an issue with the first recording, so I'm just redoing all of it now. There, we can just delete that, don't need it. So after you've done this, you open up your preferred 3D program. I use 3ds Max. Others might prefer something else. Blender is a good option. I've never used it, but I know it's a easy option to use, and it's also free. So when you got 3ds open, you go into import. You're going to import your FBX file, which is the 3D model of the car from, or that we unpacked previously. Import the FBX file. We're gonna do include file content add. Advanced option units. It doesn't matter what units you use, as long as you use the same one when you import and you export, so that it doesn't change the scaling. Some also have scale factor. I don't know why I don't have it right here, but I haven't had any issues with it so far, so just gonna import it. And don't worry about that. Alt W to full size the window you're currently in, and here's our car. So after you get the car into 3ds or your 3D work tool, you're gonna import your body kit, and we are gonna try this kit. I have no idea what this kit is. Same thing goes here. You're gonna add, make sure that file content, and you go add, and you have file units the same as you had before. This is a really full-on kit, so it's a bit too long, it seems. Maybe if I move it forward, yeah, it's a bit too long. But if I end up scaling it down roughly, we can fine tune it in just a bit. Looks really nice though. Also, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hide all helpers because I don't want to see those. They're just annoying. This kit might be a bit more work than I was bargaining for the just quick tutorial that I was going for, so I'm going to use a different one. Other than that, have more, luckily. So here we go. Here we have a bunch of body kits, and as you can see, they are, well, if you can find the car again, yeah, they're really small in size. So scale them up maybe 4,000%, and that might be the correct size. So for the front bumper, we can pick. Not really sure which one we're going to pick. I think we're going to use this one. And that rear bumper. And let's add a wing for good measure. Let's see, is there anything else that we want to add? Can take a side skirt and I'll add it as well. Take that one. Take all of these parts and we move them out of the way from the rest of the body kit. Also, this kit usually comes with helpers, so just take everything like that. And also select all child nodes and deselect the parts that you want to add. And then delete the rest of it because we don't need it. We don't need that where we're going. Now it's just a matter of aligning this kit to the car. That scaling actually seemed quite spot on. And again, try to find something that you can align it by For example, that line right there is really good. So then you can move it, not in that direction, move it back like this, and you can see how off you are. It sort of fits. How's the back? It is not fully there. Then we can select just the rear bumper, so we can center it, and then we can move it backwards. So that it fits our car. Now this one here needs a bit of lengthening because it does really reach out to the edges right here, but you can't go any further in on the back. We're gonna go to the scale tool and we're just gonna lengthen it by a few percent. We're gonna move it back in. This basically goes back and forth until you're happy with the fit and finish of it. That actually seems fairly passable for what I'm going for. This is just a quick tutorial and not a full build. Also, we can remove that rear bumper or rear exhaust. Line it up with the door. This one also needs to be a bit longer, it seems. Yeah, should be passable for what we're going for right now. So now that you got your body kit roughly aligned, let's also take that one, center it. You're gonna wanna hide the new body kit. And then go ahead and delete everything that had to do or is left on the car that you don't need. So we don't need the front bumper, we don't need the glasses right there. Don't need that, get rid of the logo because I want to. And on the rear, we can get rid of the bumper, plate. Chrome bits right here. And select each one we want to remove, like so. So that one, because it's probably not going to fit. And we can go ahead and remove the wing. Like that. So unhide all, and there is some minor work to be done here before the kit, well, fully fits. This might be an overstatement, but so remove some of the parts that isn't needed anymore, like the intake shroud, and these intakes, just delete them because they don't fit the body kit. And what else needs to be removed? The bumper needs to be moved just a little bit back, and it needs to be adjusted on the top right here. So yeah, that seems passable for what we're doing. Not exactly going to win a beauty contest with this car, but this one we need to move over to the other side. So we're going to do symmetry. It's going to flip, and then we have a side skirt on both sides. Here we also need to remove some material. So what we're going to do is not move it yet. Just going to select all the pulleys in here and deselect the ones that's visible from around the side skirts and just delete them. We can take all of these and all of these and just move them in a little bit like that. This is more like a lazy way of doing it. Look at that. Then it's the rear bumper, which needs to be fit properly. You might want to change to use clay instead. It might be easier to see all the gaps and stuff like that. For example, I can see all these needs to be moved out. A little, and so does all these. That's just about lining up the rest of it. I'm not going to go into psycho mode to try to align this body kit, but you get the point of what we're doing here. Then we want to move the wing into place. And is that one supposed to be on the outside? It looks like it's supposed to be on the outside of the chassis. And it needs to be tilted a little bit forward. Like so. There. You guys get the point of what we're doing, so I guess it don't really matter to line everything up perfectly. Also try to center it like so, and that should be good enough for what we're doing right now. We also need an exhaust, and I happen to have one in here. Exhausts, that one is quite nice. Oh yeah, I can't do that. Need to drag it in, import. As you can see, this one is really small, so going to the scale, 10,000 seems about right. And yeah, let's go with that. that's good enough. So now you want to go and select all your new body kit parts. You tap M to get into materials mode or material view. Pick the eyedrop and select a part that has the livery and skin material to it, like the hood, front bumpers or front fenders, doors, mirrors, whatever. We can also select, no we can't. Select that and you get, this is the material for the exterior paint, next car paint, and click assign material to selection. Now when we go out of clay mode, we go into normal view. The body kit is also in the same map, or it uses the same texture file as the rest of the outside of the car. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to do a AO map on it. We could probably also take these into the same texture as well. So now that that's added, go into your texture window, right click on the material that you want to use, which in this case is exterior car paint. Select by material and then hit select. You've now selected everything that uses that that material. If we go to isolate, we are left with a car or parts of a car. And I think that is going to where I end off the first video. Next video we're going to do AO mapping and getting the car into the game. And after that, I think we're going to go over texturing and redoing the TX map and the AO map, which is baked into the KN5 file. I hope you guys have liked this video. Please let me know if this is something that you guys want to watch. If people want to see, we can maybe start a full build making our own body kits and custom parts for a car instead of just importing already existing parts. Thank you guys for watching.